drawing environment in Flash has some nice options to help you draw. Under the View menu, you will find rulers, and rulers will let you line things up in terms of pixels. You can drag ruler guides over from the left-hand ruler, will give you a horizontal guide, and you can drag as many of these as you need, and you can drag down from the top to get a vertical ruler guide. You can change the color of the guides by going to the View menu, going to Guides and choosing Edit Guides, and you could change the color here. So if you're working with a background that was cyan, you wouldn't want cyan guides, you might change them to red. Notice that also in the View menu, under Guides, you can lock the guides in place, and you can also clear them. If you don't lock them, you can always grab them and move them. If you want to get rid of a guide, simply drag it back to the ruler. I'm going to go to the View menu and go to Guides and clear the guides. In addition to guides, there is a grid. I'm going to show the grid. I can use the grid to line things up, and the grid will not be part of the published movie. You can also come into grid and edit it and change the size of the grid. Maybe instead of 10 pixels by 10 pixels, I want this to be 50 by 50. I can also change the color of the grid as well. Now there's an option here to snap objects to the grid, and I can also show the grid over top of objects, or by default is behind objects. With the snapping turned on, if I come in to create a rectangle and I get it all close to the grid, it's going to snap into place. If I turn that snapping off, which is also can be turned off under snapping, there's a snap to grid, or I can go to grid, edit grid, undo the snap to grid, and now if I'm at all close to the grid, notice it doesn't snap into place. So also underneath the snapping, I can choose to snap to guides, I can choose to snap to objects. If I choose edit snapping, I can set all 5 of these at one time if I wanted. So let me go back to snap to guides, and I'm going to hide my grid, and I'm going to show the guides. And let's create a couple of guides here. I'm going to create guides on 4 sides. And now if I come in, and again I'm at all close to these guides, notice it snaps to the guide as I draw my rectangle. I'm going to go back to the View menu. I'm going to hide my guides. If I want to get rid of the rulers, it's a toggle, you can turn that back off.